This is the fourth small group discussion with J. Krishnamurti in Bombay, 1977.
So there were two subjects which either one we could discuss. One is the problem of space. You spoke about it in your meeting last time. About space which has no contours, if I might say, and space as it exists between two thoughts or between two notes.
I think we will come up for
either
plenty
this side,
of
there's
room.
plenty of space here. Look at the chips. And I was saying, sir, we could discuss either the problem of space and see whether it is possible to be in that space which is without contours. The second suggestion has been, you said something at your last talk, that you have never asked me the question, what is the relationship of a man who is searching, who is in a state of inner revolution, to the outside world, the world of economics, the world of politics, the world of society as such? And you said no one has ever asked me that question. So these are the two things I thought we could discuss. What is the relation? Achyuti, please come. Come. I don't know which one others would like to discuss, but I thought these two, either of these two would be important.
You want to discuss that?
Which one?
Second.
The second. What is the relationship of a man who is actually bringing about a revolutionary?
Please go. There's plenty of room.
Come over there, please. Come on, sir.
Papa Sahib, please.
Papa Sahib, come and sit here. Hey, wait here. Come on, sir, don't shy. I won't bite you.
You have already.
The question is, sir, what is the relationship between a man who is attempting to bring about psychological revolution, his relationship to society, to business, to politics, to the whole social structure of a modern society? That's the question asked, and it's a dialogue. Would you have any relationship?
How can he escape relationship?
Huh?
How can he escape relationship?
We'll discuss this slowly. We'll go into it. And let's put it this way: a man who is attempting to live a holistic life, that would be right, a holistic life, what relationship has he to society, with all its fragmentation, with all its corruption, so on, so on, so on? What is his relationship to society of a man who is attempting to live a holistic life? Would you put the question that way?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm asking, would he have any relationship at all?
But you with two.
I know, too drastic a question immediately.
I mean, you can't.
But
If to live is to be related.
to live is to be related, I know. But I'm just asking. You are living a holistic life. You know what that means?
No, no, no.
No, sir.
That is a different question.
I am.
But Joe, you're all very quick, aren't you?
I am searching for the holistic life.
No, you're attempting.
Use
But
the
I'm
word
not living
attempting.
it.
I never said that. Don't jump on me before you have heard me completely. I said a man who is attempting to live a holistic life. Holistic, we know what that means. Need I go into the word holistic? Huh?
Yes.
I think we all understand holistic.
Understand, yes.
Right. What relationship has he to society? Society being fragmented. Society being divided into politics, business, religion, chicanery, corruption, all that is society. And what relationship has this man to that? The man who is trying not to live a fragmented life. This is an important question because most of us are involved in it.
It's a very important.
Very important. Most of us are involved.
I think the relationship is the one of being an outcast.
What's up?
An outcast from the society.
Outcast.
An outcast from the society.
I know we'll find out whether he's an outcast or whether it takes society to his heart and social and all the rest of it. Please sir, this is not, this is a discussion, a dialogue. We're not going to come to any conclusion and say, yes, this way you must live or anything. But we're trying to find out what is the relationship of a man who is attempting to live a holistic life with a society which lives and thrives in fragmentation. If he is not related at all, then what is he? Then what is his relationship to the fragmented world?
I'm adjusting and compromising with the environment.
You can't compromise with corruption. You know, the word corruption comes from the word Latin rompere, which means Italian, also means to break up, rompere. So a man who is living, trying to live a holistic life, how can he compromise with that?
We are being pushed around, so we get compromised and we
Oh.
get corrupted too.
What's that?
We get corrupted too in that society because we are living in that society. We
No,
get
no.
compromised.
He says we get pushed around, therefore we get corrupted too.
No,
I know.
we are not, but that's why we have not understood the question, sir. That is, you are attempting to live a holistic life.
That's,
You are attempting, you are not living it. You say this is the way to live. And what is your relationship to society? To be pushed around? To be corrupted?
We are trying to avoid it, but we are pushed around.
Is that of a rebel?
Be one?
Is that of a rebel?
is that a Rebel.
A rebel.
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 Do you rebel against society?
We try to.
No, no, not have to. So this comes a guesswork and game we are playing. A man who is attempting to live a holistic life, you know what that word means? Sane, healthy, holy. That's the word holistic means. A life that's whole, complete, holy, that's not fragmented, not broken up. He's attempting to live that. What is his relationship to the other? To society, which is corrupt, which is broken up, which is everything. You know what is happening in society. What is his relationship? Discuss it, sir.
Sir, is he separate from that society?
Isn't he?
Is he?
I'm asking, we're exploring.
Asking. I said, is the individual as such, however he may be seeking, separate from that society?
Upulji, I feel he is part of that society, and yet because this feeling of attempt is there,
If we
there
must
is
first see that he is that society.
obviously he is part of that
So
society.
in posing that question, I think we must first take into account that he is that society.
Of course.
So it's
He's a
very-
product of that
it's a-
society,
no,
he's a part of that society. But, yes,
I would not agree to that proposition, sir, that he is a part of that society. I feel that the moment he has said that he is attempting
That's
to
what I
live
said.
a holistic life,
he's already a little separate.
no, he has stepped out. He says, I don't want to be dragged by this stream. About this he is not of two minds. On this one question, I thought the question must start with this. Is he still of two minds that he would like to drift comfortably with this society? Or is he a no-sayer? He must be in his mind clearly a no-sayer before he can say that I am attempting to live a holistic life. This no-saying is not a choice. The no-saying is something over which he has no control. It has come to him and he has no choice. I thought we must begin from there.
Can you begin from there? I mean, I'm posing that question. I said, can you begin from a state of no saying? To say that you are not part of society places you, then you are holistic. The very fact that you are searching indicates that you are in fragments, you feel that these fragments are destructive, and so you seek a way which is not fragmentary. But because you are fragmentary, you are society.
And yet there is something which is awakened in you about the fragment. Popul, you can't equate a person who is totally...
No, but I mean, I think we...
Sir, I think he feels himself as a stranger.
Oh, sir?
He feels himself like a stranger.
As a stranger? No, don't. Achuji said something, which is, he is a no-sayer. Right, Achuji?
Yes, sir.
I question that. I don't say I want to question it, find out. Do you say no, or you're totally indifferent to it?
Sir, the first act is of no saying it, and
We go
indifference
slow.
doesn't come
Achuji,
easily.
moment. Let's go slowly. Do you turn your back on it? Do you deny it? Do you say no? Or you see what it is?
Sir,
Wait a minute, sir. Wait a minute. You see it as it is. Wait. Go with me a little while.
I do.
You see it actually as it is. Therefore, you're not saying yes or no. You see it.
The first thing that happens is that if you are attempting to live a holistic life, you see the total futility of compromising between that and this. That has to end immediately. So what I say is that the no saying consists in a decision which comes to him to say, I can never be a part of that.
No, don't.
He hasn't understood anything more.
I mean, Achuji, you are making most categorical statement. I'm sorry. I'm just
Sir, may I
it is not a discussion. You say, no.
No, I said, sir, it may be a wrong statement even. This statement, when I said that he is a no-sayer, between no-saying and the attitude that you stated as the possible alternative, I say that, sir, it takes a little time for a person to grasp.
You are going off the back.
No, sir, I am just giving one word. There is a word called upekha. The upekha is a Buddhist word.
Yep.
And that word is one of the states of love. That is, it is considered to be one of the 4 aspects of love. Now what I say is that one doesn't come upon it lightly, one doesn't come upon it easily, because love is not something you come upon easily. But the soil of the mind can say that that plant cannot grow in this soil.
Are you saying, sir, the man who is attempting to live a holistic life renounces? When you say no, it's a form of renunciation.
No, sir.
No,
I go very slowly. I say that the moment I know that this road will never lead me where I want to go, I stop. I cannot.
Achiji, please, let's go. Don't move metaphors, change this, which is, are you thinking in terms of renunciation? The man who is trying to live a holistic life, is he renouncing by saying no?
Sir, here I would like to ask a question. When we say no to society, what is this? What is this no to society? What society? Total society?
That's what I'm asking.
I want to find out the meaning of this total no to society, total society.
But
we discard, let me finish. We discard a few things.
I think to say no in itself is coming to a conclusion.
That's what he's saying.
But I wanted to know the meaning
I mean,
of this.
Could I make another suggestion? Isn't a man who sees very clearly what is going on in society, isn't it his responsibility? Doesn't he have the greatest responsibility for the society to tell other people what he sees? So I think a man who is really attempting to live a holistic life, he has the greatest responsibility for
I
the
understand
society.
that, sir. I understand that. But what is his relationship, which is different from responsibility for the moment? What, sir? Look, I'm trying to live a holistic life. I don't know quite the whole meaning of the holistic life. I've heard this man talk about it a great deal, and I say, yes, that's the way to live. But I don't capture the full depth and the significance of a holistic life. I'm involved in it. And what is my relationship to society? The people around me.
You are indifferent.
Huh?
You are indifferent to this.
Oh, no, madam, not indifferent. We must...
The bus conductor, sir.
Huh?
The bus conductor, the milkman, the angry, the frustrated, bread seller. Are we related to him?
So, I'm living a holistic life.
Yes.
I'm married. What's my relationship to my wife? Be indifferent to her? Kick her around?
So the question is, should I say no? Should I renounce?
That's what I'm asking you. I'm asking, what is your relationship to society, which is your wife, all the rest of it? Is it an act of renunciation? Or you see the thing very clearly what it is, and you don't touch it.
You're going too fast.
I know I'm going to.
So let's
I
stick to
think
this.
we are confused at the very beginning.
Yep.
There are various
And we
categories
just
of
cannot
relationship.
proceed.
I want to make one clarification, if I may, about my no saying. This no saying is not, I was thinking, really asking myself whether it is renunciation or not. You asked the question, is it renunciation? And I had to answer that question authentically. So I was taking a little time to ponder and find out. I say, sir, this no saying must be born out of love.
No, sir, you're going too fast. You see, you've already, Ajitji, you're already conditioned by the Buddhist.
No, I leave Buddhism.
No, you're already conditioned by the Buddhist idea. And you're introducing that idea into this. I'm not. I know nothing about it. All that I want to do is live a holistic life. And I say, what is my relationship to the rest of the world?
So there are two types of
No,
love there.
please, sir, just answer my question. Don't go two types and...
So put it this way. Actually, there is a man who says he should live this way. What's he to do?
I know, that's what I'm asking. What?
He's actually split like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, you know. On one side he's thinking of splitting, going, on the other side he's pulled by society, he's not clear.
Not Dr. Jekyll and Hyde. I won't have Dr. Jekyll.
No, sir, seriously, what I want to...
But has the fact of living any conditions?
You see, really, this is a very complex question. We're trying to pass it off very quickly. What is implied, may I ask, what is implied in a holistic life? What is implied in that?
No fragmentation?
Huh?
No fragmentation.
Which means what?
The whole.
Sir, don't skip the words. What does it mean to live a life which is not fragmented? Which is a fact. The fact is we are fragmented. Huh? Are you trying to renounce fragmentation? Are you trying to integrate fragmentation? Are you trying to, or are you looking at the picture of yourself as fragmented? Which is it?
Trying to understand fragmentation.
Okay?
Trying to understand fragmentation.
As it is, we have discarded the whole of society by this question. We have completely discarded the question or the inquiry into such a man's relationship to society.
I'm coming to that. I haven't discarded it. First, I must find out what it means to live a holistic life. And he says, my life is fragmented. We all know that. And he says, when he realizes he's fragmented, how does he realize it? Is it an intellectual realization or an actual realization? Is the realization separate from him? Or he is the realization? All that's implied, you jump. Right, Papaji?
Yes, sir.
But sir, may I not say that realization is not an abstraction. It has to be through several acts of negating fragmentation.
No. Ajiji, please sir, how do you realize a thing? I realize I don't love. For example, I realize it. What does that mean? I realize. The word realize comes from the word reality. Huh? Reality means, thing, the race. The word reality comes from the word race, which means a thing. Now, do I realize I live a fragmented life as I observe a thing? Is it an actual observation or an abstraction, and the observation of that abstraction? Do you understand this?
Yes, I do understand. First of all, I think, sir, the question is wrong if I may put it, even though I put it myself. Is there such a thing as trying to lead a holistic life?
No. We are using the word trying because I said,
What's that?
I don't try to love you, I either love you or don't
So
love you.
there are only two categories there. Then you are stating something which is, there is one, on the one hand there is the holistic person and the other hand fragmented, that's all.
No,
There is no,
no,
then
I would
I don't
put
think
it-
that's a reality at all.
I would put it quite differently, the question, which people would like to put. What is the relationship of a man who is holistically living and the world which is not?
No, that's
It's a different.
And no,
No, but, sir,
That is the question now.
no,
No.
you,
You move from this side and not from the other
If
side.
I may elaborate a bit. Sir, a person who is leading a holistic life, he does not even want to question his relationship to society. The
It's
fact
right.
of his
It's
existence
right.
reveals it. But there are people who...
that's quite a different question.
Yes, that's all.
That
Avanti,
is the
avanti,
question.
avanti.
There are people who see the momentarily, the fragmentary nature of their living. And I yet maintain that the fragmentary nature of their living is a reflection of the fragmentary nature of society.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
And so when they are talking of their relationship to society, in a sense, it is one fragment establishing a relationship with another fragment. And the question is, but this is a very important thing because there are certain aspects of society which even a person who is not trying to live a holistic life might come to an understanding of and negate.
I understand all that.
So I'm not talking of the negation of those aspects of society which are obviously detrimental. But when he talks of relationship with society and negating society, is it a piecemeal thing?
What?
Is it a piecemeal thing? Can I say that I accept this and I reject that?
That's what Achyutji was saying, negating bit by bit by bit by bit.
So
I'm
no,
just trying
what
to-
I see, I negate.
Ah.
Would you, sir, to me it is like this. Reality
Not
is,
to you. That's an opinion.
It's just a form of expression.
I don't know, be careful.
What I mean is that you have to see a fact and then alone it can be negated, otherwise you are merely abstracting. You have to be very careful.
Why should I negate a cobra? I see dangerous, it's finished. I don't negate the.
Sir,
I see something. Huh?
you know, I am always a little baffled by the cobra for the reason that the cobra is a
Danger.
physical thing and
No,
what I am
no,
saying is
no,
psychological.
no.
Okay.
I see corruption as a danger. I'm finished.
Another way of saying you have negated it, sir.
So
It's
when-
the same thing.
So you're saying that the man who is leading a holistic life, it's
Quite
out,
different.
out, it's different. The man who's living in fragments and doesn't even know it, it's a different thing. But the vast majority of us, or some of us, at least those who have heard, or listened or given their time to this, they see this, probably they have a little more than see. Say they have smelled the perfume on the handkerchief. What happens to them? What is their relationship?
That's what Puji is asking.
But you tend to deny this. You say if you've seen it, it's finished.
No, I'm only denying when Achyutji says
No, I understand that, sir.
negate bit by bit.
No, I understand this because because if you negate a bit of this fragment, you have negated the whole, really, truly, if you have done it. Because the bit is the whole.
So wait a minute, sir. Let's start again.
So this is a real problem.
Real problem. I know this. Look, I am an ordinary man living in a fragmented world. My life is fragmented. I hear K, and he talks about holistic life, and it appeals to me.
More than that.
I see that's the way to live. Now, how am I to move away from the fragmented life into that? Not a matter of process. Is there a way of moving out of this fragmentary life into a holistic life? Would that be a question, right?
Sir, may I again repeat? I see the fact of death. And I know that death is a fact, and any fragmentary response to death is, I see its meaninglessness. I see that it's easy to wipe it. But then I see the death of a relationship. The death of a relationship is also a form of death, but it's qualitatively, to negate it is not the same, it's not as simple to wipe it as to wipe the other thing, because this is very deeply psychological.
No, actually, you're going off. Would you kindly stick to not death? Stick to
No,
one
I'm
point.
talking.
No,
Sir,
sir. I
instance,
want you to stick to one thing, which is how am I? I've heard Kay talk about holistic life. I see the importance of it. I caught a perfume of it, listening to it. And I said, by Joe, that's the way to live. How am I to move away? Not how. What have I to do to move away from this? Wait. And then what is my relationship? I'm coming. I'm not so dumb as you think I look. What is my relationship to that society? That's first. Let's get clear.
So, in this, I also realize that a series of actions, arrangements, and so on and so forth is not going to do that. So I also realize that.
So what am I? So go on, sir. Let's proceed.
And I also see that wanting the holistic life cannot be, because I'm very aware of all the psychological
implications. The moment you want it, you are back into the fragmentation.
Therefore, I stay with what I am.
Yes.
And for example, let's just take a simple example. I see very clearly that the education as we have it today is completely wrong. Now I don't say, so I leave that education alone. But I say, I see it and therefore I can change it.
I work it.
So I work it. And that is my relationship with society.
No, but
Could you put it that way?
No, you see, this is taking it into a field where it becomes a little abstract, because the moment you take education, it's something very outside you. There are certain aspects of society which are you.
You are society.
It's you.
It's you. Let us not get away from it. It is you. And this relationship, that is why I say the question is either being wrongly put or it's not clearly revealing itself. That we ask ourselves the questions all the time. What is my relationship to society? Am I right in my actions? We have government on the one hand, we have personal relationships on the other hand. The whole nature of that is society. I mean, the nature of attachment, the nature of anything related to is society.
Then why bring in holistic life at all?
No.
Now, wait a minute, I'm asking. I am society. My relationship is conditioned by the culture, the society in which I live. Therefore, I am that. I don't want, let's forget the holistic.
Can one put oneself apart from it?
Huh?
You see, it's not a question which you can easily, because one does attempt to put oneself apart from it. One doesn't, there is corruption. One doesn't say one is part of corruption.
That's just it. I have never put myself apart from society. I've said I am society.
But we don't say that.
God, I've said that million times.
You may have said that.
Yes, I've said, Pupuji, I am society, I am the world, I am that, I am the history of mankind.
So may see here, if this is, it's too simplistic thing, which we have not, and it's a bridge which we have really not crossed. If you see that, it's over. This
Not
is how
quite,
you insist.
Pupul says, we separate ourselves from society.
We do.
That is not a full statement either. We separate ourselves in parts. We don't belong to certain aspects of
That's
society.
what I'm saying.
And certain...
That's
Which is fragmentation.
That's exactly what I'm saying. That
Which we don't see.
the aspects of society which we consider because of our own conditioning as detrimental and immoral law.
That's one. And also you have seen certain things and also they have been discarded. Then there is the category of so long as you want this movement of becoming, you are related to society.
Could we begin by saying the fact, not by saying the fact, that I am society? Could we begin with that, Pupuji?
So before that, may I ask you something? We may have put it, many of us, Arjunji, Pupulji, we may have put it in various ways.
Go on.
We may be very confused in the way in which we have put it, but you know the nature of the problem. Or
What is the problem?
the nature of the questioner's problem.
What is the problem, sir?
Sir, the problem is,
Now, basic. Let's
the
be
problem
actually-
is, society is the whole as we see it, in a whole in a different sense.
Yes.
It contains the good, the bad, the
Or the muck.
The individual,
You are that.
the individual seeing that, the good, no sir,
I
you
know.
see the problem I'm trying to
I understand.
seeing that separates the good from the immoral
And identifies with the
and
good.
says this has to be negated.
Yes. No,
I don't put it this way. I say,
I
put it this
naturally
way.
when you, I'm saying this is the picture.
Pupulji,
Let
I
us see
think
the picture very correctly. This society also has love in it,
in its own way.
in its own way.
in a mucky way.
It also has goodness in it. Now, when you're talking of your relationship to society, the moment you make that statement,
You see that?
That is why we should be very
Avanti,
careful.
signore. Avanti.
I don't see society out there and I over here somehow or other. What I see in society, it is somewhere in me.
That's the.
You see, the point is that I'm not dealing with something out there.
No,
I'm dealing
that's
with
perfectly
something
true.
which is right here.
No, but
You see, so my relationship is what's happening within myself. Whether it is this corruption or love or all that, it is happening within me. I have to do whatever I have to do. The action started here.
Yes, so that's really.
The moment you start taking sides with good or bad or indifferent out there, well, you can't deal with it at all.
But the actual picture is that we do this.
Yes.
I mean, we are very, very, very distinct with us. And the actual picture is that we separate ourselves.
Therefore, that means you haven't logically, reasonably, sanely worked this out. I am this society. Whatever that society is, I am that. If you once acknowledge that as a fact, not as a theory, then we can proceed. I am that society with all its corruption, with all its fragmentation, with its all this stuff. I am me. I've created this stuff.
and I keep on creating it every moment.
Yes, I've created it. So, therefore, if I realize the basic truth of that fact, which is that I am society, then where is the question? My relationship to society. Huh?
Why did you then, sir, in your talk, ask that question?
Which?
You asked a question. Why is it none of you have asked? What is the relationship of society?
Because I asked it because they haven't realized this fact. I am society. I am the world. I am the history of mankind. That means that.
Are you then, sir, redefining this thing as one's relationship with oneself?
No, I am the world. So that is that's what Pupulji is trying to clarify, which is, if you are the world being the society, everything, then where is my relationship to society? I am that.
Yes. Sir, if we are to move from facts, I would suggest that the basic realization about society in the present context is total alienation. No, I feel that I am totally alienated from this society.
No, you are society.
I know, sir, but I say alienation is the central feature of my relationship with society. I am just stating this very hesitantly, sir. I would like you to examine it.
Sir, you're saying this after listening to all the questions. Let me explain what I am trying to get at. You are, after listening to all our questions, you have come back to a position just now and say, you are society, the total society, you are the history of man. So I ask myself, what is he trying to say when we started the question, what is our relationship to society?
Which may be a wrong question.
No, wait. That means I see something. That is, I look at my relationship to society in fragments. And you are trying to say, don't look at your relationship to society in fragments, but look at your relationship in total. Is that correct?
No.
Then what is the meaning of this? When I say I am the total man, it becomes an abstraction.
No, it is not an abstraction. Aren't you society?
I am society, sir.
Go bit by bit. Aren't you the society which is corrupt? Aren't you the society which is vulgar? Aren't you the society?
In general way, but it doesn't strike a chord when you say...
Actually, not general.
No, actually, I don't see myself as a corrupt person. I don't see myself as a dishonest person. I may have ambition, or I may have something else. I may have the capacity to get hurt. These are, I see, I'm relatedness to society, but not the total of it. No, he has to answer this actual position of ours.
What he is saying is, this may be, the theme is the same. It's a variation of the theme between Balasundaram and
exactly.
Sunanda
It's
and
the
A
same
and B.
theme.
It is the same theme.
No, I have stated, sir, if I may say, perhaps the opposite of what you have said. Not opposite in that sense, but you say, I am the world. And I say, no, sir, for us, the fact is alienation. Now, can we negate alienation?
What do you mean by alienation to society?
He will understand.
What is your son? I thought.
Krishnaji, I felt that one of the dilemmas that appears to come out of a statement like, I am society, or you are society, you are that, does that mean we are denying the possibility of an individual evolution until the sum total of society evolves?
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir.
Sir, have I communicated
I think it would be nice to hear you for a change, sir, uninterrupted.
Yes, sir, that will.
What?
Everyone has been heard uninterrupted in this room, sir, except you. So it would be nice to hear you uninterrupted for a while.
So we are saying, Pupuji asked a question, which is a man who is trying to live a holistic life, what is his relationship to society? That we began with that question. We gradually, as we went along, we found that's a wrong question. Because you are society, not you are different from society, therefore you ask what is your relationship to society. You are society. I mean, you may not be corrupt, but you have other factors involved, which are the factors of society. I may not lie, but I may be dishonest to myself in a different direction, and so on, so on. So I am society. Do I realize that fact? If I realize it, I will not ask what is my relationship to society, because I am that.
Sir, is it that the moment you realize the nature of fragmentation and the nature of your fragmentation and fragmentation of the society, is it that the fragmentation ends?
No, nothing else. Nothing else. The fact is simple, isn't it? Do you actually realize your whole consciousness is put together as society?
Yes.
Right? Bits of it may be different, but your consciousness as a whole is society. Pupuji, are we going on?
Yes, but I think we have.
But sir, sorry.
See.
When you realize this, when you actually observe yourself as a society, as the corrupt society, and you become aware of the corruption, don't you also become aware of a space within yourself?
No, you see, the spirit is not different from society.
We are moving. It is the problem is in the first question is the last question.
That's what. So, this is the bridge which we don't jump across.
What are you trying to say? Have you all gone off to something else?
The key word there is actually realize. What does that mean, actually realize?
So this we have not gone off.
The actually realize that I am society. What does that mean? Actually realize.
What it means you are not separate from society.
I see that.
Either it is so or it is not so. Not see it. It is.
That realization.
It means to realize, means to comprehend, to be totally understand, to be involved in it.
So may I ask you a question? So we discussed this. Is it that the mind has a capacity to extrapolate and move over rather than realize? This happens time and again.
Look, Balasundram, it's fact simple. Do I realize that I've got a toothache?
Yeah, but toothache is very
You don't have to say, I realize I've got a toothache. I damn well know I've got a toothache. In the same way, do I see the fact that I am society?
Look at the implications of that fact.
I'm going to
just go into the implications of that fact.
Sir,
if I really see this, then the total sin of mankind I take on my own.
What?
I am the total sin of mankind.
I've said that umpteen times.
But still the question remains, let's just take the example of, for example, Nazi Germany. I live in that society. I see that I am society. But now what is my action in such a society?
So that's what we...
Well, you see, I cannot just sit back and say, well, I am that society, I have to do something.
We are going to do something, but we must start...
But the realization must come.
I must realize or see or observe the fact, not idea, not a conclusion, not an abstraction, but the fact that I'm the society. What?
You are stuck with it.
So the fact we see is the duality, is it not?
What?
The fact we see is the duality. which I expressed as alienation.
Yes,
Duality
sir.
is fact for us. You say, I am, society is the fact.
Is that is that a fact?
No, I say it is not.
And therefore we are
Alienation
playing
is a fact.
games.
That's what I said. And can we move from that fact to the other that you are?
No.
Sir,
So,
can we inquire into the nature of realization? Is
What?
realization within the boundaries of thought, or is it
No.
not?
Isn't that a fact?
It is.
Huh? Do you see yourself as the whole content of society, as fact as that? That's all. Start with that.
So that is the first,
I mean that.
that is the base, absolute base. Yes.
But if you realize, then it's over.
No, but
No. I am going to show you some. You are all.
No, sir, forgive me for saying this, but I still maintain that to see the. How do you see that?
I'm coming to that.
Before you can't say that I've seen it without saying how do I see it.
I'm going to go into that. When you say I realize I am society as factual as that, what do you mean by that? Are you in yourself observing without the observer? If the observer is, then there is the whole problem arises.
But sir,
People don't.
Sir, forgive me for repeating the same thing, but lot of us mistake thoughts for realization and theories for realization.
Madam,
So could
écoutez, I mean, look, do you say I see that, right?
Yes, sir.
You accept it as a fact.
Yes.
Why don't you accept it as a fact that you are society? Fact.
So it's difficult to accept, sir.
Not accept, sir. You look.
Somebody hates me, I don't hate him. I can't accept his hatred as my own. Somebody is envious of me, I am not envious of him. I can't accept his envy as my own. I don't. And that's the problem.
Sir, don't you suffer? I'm fed up repeating this stuff.
But sir, let me go into one more thing. Society is too big an abstraction.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
It is not an abstraction. That poor man in the street is me.
That's very, but when you use the word society, the mind as such cannot hold that totality.
So, may I put it slightly differently? You look at this, you explained it, K has explained it in 5,000 different ways.
Yes, sir.
Why the hell doesn't this fellow realize?
Quite right, sir. That's the whole point. Because we think we are different from society. We like to think we are different from society. It gives us more importance, makes us feel a little more secure. You follow? Gives us a sense of vitality, separation, and we're used to that.
So would you say we like to continue as part of the society?
No,
I mean, in a way.
no, but you separated yourself and therefore you say, well, I'm different from society. I will evolve and help to society.
So let's try, if I may, if we could try one more thing. Instead of taking this question, could we say, how, I'm coming back actually to Achyutji's position.
Which is that?
In different way. It is, I say that it is, the mind cannot comprehend the totality of this thing. Now, the mind can see certain facts in this thing, which we call society.
You see, you're careful. You are looking at society fragmentarily.
No, but you please see it.
You don't see society as a whole and say, I am that, and then work out the details and say this.
Yes, if I do not see what is to be done.
I'm coming to that.
No, you please, if I may say so, you are not coming to that. I say, if I cannot see, I haven't seen for 30 years that society is me, what is it that is going to open my eyes to see that?
Is that is that what your question is?
So my relating to what Popul says, Popul, the problem, we don't see the totality of this.
It's too,
But
it is an
it's too-
abstraction.
It's too,
It's an enormous
too vast. But would one say...
No,
but
no,
say-
I don't...
say-
It's
just
like
ma-
seeing the history of the whole human race
No, wait,
at one
one
glance.
minute. If, just one thing. If one realizes one thing, isn't it the realization of the whole?
That's what I'm trying to come
Realizing, the tip of the iceberg, realizes. If one realizes,
No, you are...
is it?
Balusundaram, if I may point out, you are discussing it, having a dialogue intellectually.
No, sir.
Yes, sir, I'll show you how. What is your problem? That you don't see the society as a whole, which is you, as a whole. Is that it? Slowly. Is that
see being realized?
I said that. See, realize, comprehend, whatever, aware, all that. You are saying that you don't see the whole of society as you. When you, wait, don't jump on me yet. When you say the whole, what do you mean by that word whole? Whole of society, what do you mean by that? The corruption, this.
You are asking, when you say whole, is it all the fragments put together that you don't see? All of it you don't
No, I am asking, do you see it as a whole? Or do you see the particulars of that picture?
You see?
That's what
You see. It's not seeing the whole.
It is the
The
seeing.
whole seeing.
It is the seeing.
Yeah, that's
what
my
I'm-
point.
That's what I'm saying. The problem is the seeing.
The whole is not in the nature of what is seen.
No, you're going off to something.
So it's not. See.
Sir,
So we have
Isn't all
solved
the
this.
whole seen in big like that?
sir, the moment I see society, that I am the society, it brings sorrow and humility.
Everything, sir. No, but I don't want to particularize, fragment it. May I just go on a little bit for 2 seconds, which is, I say, how do you say, when you say I am society, what does it mean? Do you mean the details, the particulars, the fragments, or do you see the whole of it? Like looking at a map. Do you see the whole map? And you will not see the whole map if you have a direction from one village to another. If you are concentrated on one way from here to that village, then you don't see the whole map. So as long as you have no direction, then you see the whole. What do you say to that? I said, look, let's put it differently. Do you see yourself, apart from society, as a whole? Or do you see yourself in fragments? What do you say to that proposition? Do you see, I'm asking a question, please. Do you see yourself as in fragments, or do you see yourself as a whole?
I would say so. Neither. I see.
Right. Go on, proceed. What do you mean neither?
That when you are seeing, you don't differentiate it as the fragment or the whole. There's
You
a
see.
process of seeing.
Yes, you see. How do you, please, when you see, do you see what? A fragment? Or do you see fragment which is in the whole.
Sir, this is...
Go slowly.
When you're putting it this way, you are now, if I start analyzing what I have seen, I go into all this. But in the actual
I'm
process...
not talking of analysis.
No, the actual process of seeing, this division between the fragment and the whole are not there.
Where? What?
I say that in the very process of seeing, this differentiation between the fragment and the whole are not there.
No. So what happens? How do you look at it? When you say I'm looking at myself, studying myself, knowing myself, understanding myself, and all the rest of it, how do you look at yourself?
Sir, may I say something, sir?
Delighted.
I am like a man swimming in a river. I can't see the whole river.
Yeah.
I am seeing only a particular relationship in life. I am getting ready. Somebody is bringing me tea. I go to office. Many situations impinge upon me. I see them one by one. Could we, sir, begin from there? Because that seems to be our problem.
Is it, sir? Do you see one by one, going to the office as one, coming back to your wife as one, and so on? Is that all fragmented? You look at your life that way?
It is, sir.
Huh?
That is how...
Be careful, sir. Don't accept what I'm saying or deny. Just see, is that the way you function?
That is how the brain seems to be functioning here, sir.
Huh?
That is how my brain functions.
I question it. I don't say I may be wrong, but question means I'm inquiring. I question whether you look at your life going to the office, coming back to your wife, children, sex, and so on, bit by bit.
If you think over, then what he says is true. The thinking over what I did this morning, what I did.
That is quite a different matter.
But if he could go into the nature of seeing,
that's what I would like to go.
I think, sir, the crux of the problem is this. It's not the fragment or the whole, but the nature of the seeing.
So can we go into that? Wait a minute. I see myself in a mirror when I shave, comb my hair. I see myself going to the office. I see myself, etc. When I say see myself, what is that seeing? Could we go into that?
Yes.
What is it I am seeing?
Yes, that's really the crux of the question.
Wait, I'm repeat. What is it
that I'm seeing?
What is it I'm seeing? I see the name, the form in the mirror. We're not talking of seeing in the mirror. We are talking seeing the psychological structure of my whole life, right? So, how do I look at that? My whole structure, psychological, sorrow, sex, pleasure, fear, association, myself saying I'm the society, I'm not the society, all that, how do I look at it? Do I look at it as an entity separate from all that?
Separate from all what?
All that which I have observed, which is anxiety, fear, society, and corruption, all that. Do I say I am not that? Huh?
Sir, looking in itself is a pure thing.
Seeing, I am seeing.
There's a purity and innocence in it, which is...
No, there isn't purity and innocence. I am seeing.
Why do you say no?
Because First of all, each of us haven't yet understood what it means to observe. How do I observe myself? Come on, be simple about it, people. Why complicate?
I'm saying, sir.
How do I see myself? Is myself different from the observer?
So you're asking me?
I'm asking.
The instrument that sees, when I say thought, in the mind.
So you see me with your eyes first, the nerves transmitting to the brain, and the brain says, yes, I know that man who's sitting there is this. That's one part of seeing. What is the other part? Seeing. Do you see me as he is, or do you see me through the image which you have built about me?
I've got images.
Huh?
I've got images, I can't help it.
No, it's not you can't help it or can
you? Images comes out.
What is the fact? Do you see me through an image which you have built about me?
Yes, sir, through the image.
Yes.
That's a fact.
Correct.
That's the fact.
Accepted, yes.
So, is that seeing me? No. So then what? You have no image there.
There's nothing there.
Huh?
There's nothing left.
No, sir.
The image vanishes when you see the image.
Sir, may I ask something?
Not you may. This is a dialogue.
You see, going back to the question, how do I see consciousness as a whole? I see the contents, let me put it, 2-3 states are there. One is, I do not see all the contents of consciousness totally. I see the nature of consciousness through a content. That's one. Second is, I, as separate from the content, operating on the content, is also another factual state in consciousness. Then, that is also seeing, this is also seeing. Then the question is asked, do I see myself as a whole?
No.
That was the question?
No. Do you see, in what manner is your perception of yourself?
So what is the self? Which is perceiving itself. No, sir, wait a minute. This is now, I want to understand this question. How will you? Who perceives what? Whom? Where is the self?
No, going off. Sunanda, please don't.
No, sir, please.
Don't get too complicated. Be simple. Do you see yourself separate from your greed? If you are greedy, do you see yourself separate? Greed is over there. I am not greed.
Sir, this is something which one has observed. The greed comes, it's over, then afterwards there is
No, I'm
separation.
asking a question. You haven't answered. I'm asking you a question, which is, do you see, when you are greedy...
No, you don't see it at the moment of it.
Wait, please. When you are greedy, at the moment you don't understand. But later on, the fact comes in, you say, I am greedy. I was greedy. Is that I separate from greed?
One can see it is not separate.
Not see. It's a fact.
That is the whole crux.
No, not whole. That's a fact.
I say simply it's a fact. How does it,
Which means you're still separating yourself from greed. You're still acting on greed. When you say, I am that, you follow? I am greed.
There is separation.
No, there is no separation.
Then it's only a linguistic expression, I am greed.
You haven't understood what I'm talking about. Look, I am greedy. At the moment of greed, there is neither I or anything else. There's just that reaction. Later, a second later, thought comes in, says, I was greedy. So, is that I separate from greed? No. Huh? What do you say?
No, sir.
So, you are greed. Then what happens? Then what happens is a different matter. But do you realize, do you see that you are not separate from your reactions? Your reactions are you.
That's all right, sir. It can be done with reference to one, but when you say the
Well, wait.
totality of it, it's a
No,
different problem.
you're all too clever. You go slow. If you see that as an actual fact, not as a theory, that is, you are not separate from that. You are that. Then what takes place? And then you haven't answered that question. Answer it. I am greedy. I know what at the moment of greed there is nothing exists but greed, that feeling, that sensation, that reaction. Then later on comes the thought that says, by Jove, I've been greedy. Now, that when he says that, he's already separated himself from greed. Now don't say, yes, I am greedy. Now then next step, what happens when you are greedy? You are greedy. I'm observing myself. This is the observation of myself, who is a society.
If he wants to lead a holistic life, he will immediately say, I won't be greedy anymore.
If one sees directly that he is greedy, greed sees it.
You haven't answered my question. When I am that, what takes place?
So may I ask you this question? You've been putting it this way for many
millennia.
But I'd like to ask you a question. There is greed.
What?
There is greed. Next moment, the reaction, I should not be greedy.
Yes, all the rest of it.
If there is alertness and observation, there is an observation not that I am the greed, but of the statement that I should not be greedy.
Yes.
And the very observation of that statement, because
Go on, don't waste time, don't waste.
Dissolves the nature of that.
Which is what? What are you saying?
So that this question that I am the greed never comes up. You see?
But what has happened? Look. I'm greedy. The reaction to that, you say, is I should not be greedy. So what have you done?
I moved away from it.
No, much more significant. What have you done?
It is still greed.
Huh?
It is still greed.
No, what have you done?
I separated out.
I am greedy, and I say I should not be greedy.
Now what have you done there?
You denied the greed.
Hold a minute, sir. Don't yet reply. Just hold a minute.
I see something in this.
Yes, that's it. What have you done? You have responded according to your tradition, according to your habit, according to your conditioning. Right?
Yes.
Wait, so what have you done? You have created a division between what is and what is not.
What is not? Yes. Yes.
You have created a division. So there is conflict there.
Yes.
There
is conflict.
Conflict there.
Yes.
Which is what? When you see when you remain only with the fact and not, you should not be greedy, only remain with the fact, you eliminate altogether the division and the wastage of energy.
But for that, let me be very careful in this. The alertness precedes the greed.
Huh?
The alertness precedes the greed. In which case the greed does not arise.
No, I'm not.
away
No,
from greed
no,
will not
no,
take
no,
place
no,
in
no,
this.
no.
Sir, you
You are complicated.
No, I'm not complicating.
I see the car. I see something beautiful. I like to have it. Green. And I instinctively, my condition says, don't be greedy.
Don't be greedy.
Huh?
That's one.
Wait, I'm taking that one. That is the response of my conditioning to tradition,
Yes.
which says don't.
Yes, yes,
So I have created division,
yes,
and the division means conflict,
yes.
which means wastage of energy.
Yes.
That's all. Hold a minute.
Now you...
Hold a minute.
Yes,
I wasted energy,
yes,
right?
yes.
If I don't waste energy, what takes place?
Here is where I come into you. At what instant do I not waste energy?
Do I wake up?
At what instant do I not waste energy?
When you don't react.
Please see my difficulty. The observation is a reaction from my conditioning.
Yes,
I have no control on it.
yes.
For me, not for the reaction, not conditioning, not to emerge either. With the awakening of anger, there must be also simultaneous awakening of intelligence.
Of attention.
Of attention.
When I am angry, be tremendously aware that you're angry. Don't go off and say I mustn't be angry.
One had the choice about it.
Huh?
One had choice about it. If you're angry and you're not aware,
And so,
be aware, becoming aware, is there a choice? Is there an effort involved, or can it be got by effort?
no, I'm afraid you're not quite understood, sir.
But I still would like to go into this a little more.
Of course.
Because it's not so. Can it ever happen, what you are saying just now? You see,
And that's the fun of awareness. It's not,
there's only two, as I understand it, there are only two states. A state of awareness when one meets the crisis, when no conditioning arises, when no reflex response.
Remain there.
But for anger to arise and intelligence to arise
the same
simultaneously is not possible.
How is it not? There is a time element.
So what she says is,
I know what she says.
please can
Fully aware of what she says. I say you are putting a wrong question, and therefore you're making that impossible for yourself. First see what happens. Anger, mustn't be angry. The reaction is your traditional conditioned response. Do you see that? Are you aware of it? Do you see what is implied in it? Habit, repetition, a mechanical response, which you are accustomed. So, anger, no anger. Don't be angry. Instant. So, he says, if you do that, there is a wastage of energy because you have created a non-fact, which is not, you should not be angry, which is non-fact. The fact is only anger. Remain with it, hold it.
You say remain with it, sir, but thought is so cunning, you know, the next second comes in again. Thought comes in again.
So just tell me you haven't.
Sir.
I am angry, sir. My response is, don't be angry. Because my parents have told me, my great parents have told me, the society has told me, culture has told me. That's my tradition, that's my background. Do I see that? Is the mechanical response to a fact, which is non-factual. Do you see that? Don't say, do you actually see the process of this? If you do, then what takes place? You never meet that point. You're always saying, yes, I'm caught there, what shall I do? I see that car, not the ambassador, nice car. And sensation, thought, desire, me sitting in that car, image, driving it, power, position, all the rest of it. Now, that is the traditional movement of sensation. Right? That's the traditional movement of sensation. Now, see the car, let the sensation, and hold it, remain there. Why should this movement go on?
In other words, so there should be a continuous state of observation.
Not continuous. Again, that means time. I mustn't go into that. That means be attentive when it's necessary. Let go. If you say I must be attentive all the time, it's a tremendous strain on your. It's a tremendous desire that says I must be attentive all the time. I am attentive when I see the car, nice, polished, and the sensation. I say, hold that. Don't let thought come in and play tricks. It's as simple as that.
If you may ask, during that attention, is there an observer, anything?
In attention, there is.
So, what is working there? In the state of the mind that is attentive.
No, you don't go after something. I see that beastly car. I'm fed up with that car. I see a beautiful woman. The instinctual response is the whole movement of desire, sensation, right? Right? That is the habit. That is the mechanistic movement of tradition, of habit, of etc., etc. Now I realize how my brain is always functioning in habit. So I say, by Jove, very interesting, I'm going to play, there must be a game in this. I watch, I see the beautiful woman, the sensation, basta. Why should the whole thing go on? Right, sir? Basta.
So come back. It's really getting time, and that's why I would like to come back. We come back to the original question. What is the relationship of the person who's seeking a holistic life to society?
What is the relationship of man who realizes he is society, and realizing that, he says, there is no society different from me. I am that. Right? Right? So where does the relationship begin? I am that.
So the only action.
Therefore, only action.
It's really a non-action in action.
No, be careful. Let's be clear. I am society. There is no doubt about it. I am that as factual, to me at least, I am as factual as this thing is. which is not a theory, it's not a concept, it's not a conclusion, it's not an ideal, it's not a verbal statement, it is factual statement.
If that is so, sir, may I restate the question of evolution? That is it possible then to evolve individually without the sum total of society evolving?
No, sir. If I am society, there is no individual. What is an individual? The bank account, the form, the name, the superficial characteristics?
No, so this state of awareness.
No. So if I am society, where is the individual? The individual is the form, the name, and the bank account. My house, my property, and that.
Then are you denying evolution, sir?
No, in a sense, yes. So evolution means, I don't have to tell you, to evolve, to grow, proceed. We have evolved from the great apes to what we are. That has taken millennia, right? Biologically, we can't change anymore. Can't grow a third eye, a fourth arm, third arm, except the gods, Hindu gods. So biologically, we can't evolve anymore. Apparently, that's a fact. Psychologically, we have not evolved at all. Right? Would you see? Because we are just what we were at the beginning of monkey. So, will time help psychologically to evolve? You understand my question, sir? If it has not helped for the last millennia or 2 millennia or whatever it is to evolve, if time has not helped, therefore time is out.
But surely there has been some spiritual evolution from the state of the monkey?
Little, I wouldn't call it spiritual. There's certainly a little more cunning, a little more adapting ourselves to environment, a little more. Technologically, we have advanced tremendously.
No, I'm not talking of technological evolution.
The other, we have hardly advanced.
But even if there is a little, sir.
No, I question, sir. There have been, I believe, a great many scientists, others have met to consider what is progress. If man has progress at all. They have come to the conclusion, question it. They question it. They don't say yes or no. They question if he has evolved at all. Because we are fighting each other, we are doing exactly the same thing we have done in Babylon and in follow.
Time stops.
Now, I'd like to finish this one thing. Sorry to evolution. So evolution implies time. Time has not changed man, right? Has not changed man.
Technologically?
Technologically, yes. Time
psychologically, perhaps, but spiritually?
That is spiritual. If there is no psychological change, what can you talk about spiritual change? If man is still as he was 1 million years ago, which is greedy, envious, battling each other, fighting each other, mine and yours and all the rest of it, it has taken 1 million years and we are still at that, right? Little perhaps you put on kid gloves now instead of armor, right? So if time has not helped him to change, to radically, give him another millennia, he won't change either.
We don't know that.
So time is not the means of ending. That's a different matter. So I'm asking, Populji asked a question, which is, what is the relationship of a man who is living, trying to live, etc., to society? I said that's a wrong question. It's a wrong question because he is society. And until that is completely, totally, deeply felt, realized, every other question is meaningless. There's much more fun in this. That is what happens when I realize I'm society. What is my relationship? What is my action with regard to the rest of the world? Right, Popul?
Yes.
Therefore, what is action? I won't go into it. Do we meet tomorrow? Right, we meet tomorrow. Sure, here.